talk about the games happened on Tuesday 25th. The first game is the New Orleans Pelicans losing to the Philadelphia Sixers, and guess who went off this game? Joel Embiid. Pelicans surprised they only lost by 10, considering everybody was out. Garrett Temple coming and played 24 minutes. They did have a back-to-back Monday, Tuesday. If you stream Nickeil Alexander-Walker, great. The production has been really good. 31 points, 5 threes, and as long as Brandon Ingram is out, it could be a good stream. It could be a good stream. 31 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds with 5 threes. Didn't shoot the ball from the free throw line. Obviously, with him playing like this, does it mean that he's going to get more minutes for the next game? That could very well be if Brandon Ingram is out. So I would wait till, whenever the next game is and pick up Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And also check the status of others. This game, Valanciunas is also out. Willie Horner-Gomez, every time he has a big game, once given the minutes, huge rebounder, 29 points as well. Herbert Jones, keep it going. He's been, very solid for this team in fantasy as well. Again, 1 steal and 2 blocks. He's bringing the defensive stats very consistently now. 6 rebounds with 4 assists. Jose Alvarado. He's the backup point guard coming and play 33 minutes. Sure, Devontae Graham is out. He could be getting 30 plus minutes. But I think after their back-to-back, we should have better options for later games. For the 76ers, Matisse Thybulle came back, played 33 minutes, had 2 steals and a block, just a defensive specialist. And the minutes with him is also a little bit inconsistent. And when Stanley Green comes back, he could just get 25. So I think if you can get Matisse Thybulle for Herbert Jones, that's something you'll be looking to do. Just because Herbert Jones is going to get the minutes. And he's going to do more in the other categories. Tobias Harris, huge game. 33 points, 11 rebounds, a steal and 2 blocks. Sure, Tobias Harris, last 2 weeks, 29th ranked player. This is where he needs to be. Top 30, top 35. For the season, he has not been doing that. So this is a great start. And Joel Embiid, 42 points. I think he scored over 30 points since forever. Now 42 points, 4 blocks, 14 rebounds. Very big game. But obviously, versus the Pelicans, nobody could stop him. He also committed 5 fouls too. Versus most centers, Joel Embiid can easily score 30. I think maybe Marc Gasol was he's retired from the NBA. But I remember one game a couple years ago where Joel Embiid literally scored 0 points against him. Joel Embiid does struggle versus some, guys like Marc Gasol, a bigger body, good defender. I don't think he struggled that much versus Rudy though. Rudy is more of a rim protector. Interior defenses is not his forte. But yeah. I don't think anybody can stop Joel Embiid. Obviously, Furkan Korkmaz played 37 minutes. He could be streamed as long as Seth Curry, Danny Green, these guys were out. Had 2 threes, but you can expect 3 threes out of him usually. Minutes is also very high, and Tyrese Maxey, 35 minutes. I mean, numbers are just not sexy, and continue to have no defensive stats. Sure, this is the type of player that I would highly try to target to get 2 for 1s. Andre Drummond, 5 rebounds and a steal. Lately, he has not been doing much, so we could move on from him. If he pounding points and threes, back then you could make an argument, hey, you want to have him. But lately, not enough rebounds and not enough defensive stats. Let's go to the next game. The Denver Nuggets beat Detroit 110-105. It was a close one. Jokic playing at just such an elite level. 28 points, 21 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal. By far the number 1 ranked player. A tier in his own. LeBron used to be number 1 a couple weeks ago. But after the last 2 weeks, Jokic just really separated himself from the rest of the tier. It wasn't really close, I would say. Really wasn't close. Eric Gordon, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and block. Sure. play well versus the bad Detroit team. Jeff Green 20 points, and Monty Morris 32 minutes, 12 points, 8 rebounds. Monty is this type of player that you could look at him and say, hey, if I wanted some assists this week, I could stream him. Otherwise, he only give you 4 anyways. He doesn't really score a lot. So I don't really know how much value he has, and he doesn't really bring a lot of defensive stats. It's really the 4 assists. And on the surface, it doesn't look like a lot either. So I don't really think he has too much value. And oh wow, Cousins came in and played 14 minutes. So Cousins at this point, he's played on every single contender in the league at this point. He's played on was he on the Lakers a couple years ago? Yes. Warriors, yes. Bucks, against the Nets. Denver's not a contender though. He had 6 turnovers in 14 minutes. But with DeMarcus Cousins, you could... I don't think they're going to play him and Jokic ever together. And Jokic doesn't really miss games. So unfortunately, we're not going to see Cousins play 25, 30 minutes a game and putting up great numbers. Like he did a couple games on the Bucks. Facu Campazzo played 19 minutes. He was getting 25 sometimes. Lately, it hasn't been the case. We could actually drop him. For Detroit, what a game from Cade Cunningham. Played 40 minutes, had 5 fouls. Sure, 34 points, I'm impressed. 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 threes. All those are really, really good. But now he adds in 4 blocks. 2 steals and 4 blocks. That just makes him... This is why he's such a beast. Cade in the last 2 weeks after this game, let's see where he ends up. 43rd ranked player in last 2 weeks after this huge explosion. But I think we know what his weaknesses are. It's the low field goals and high turnovers. Everything else is super, super solid. And over the last 2 weeks, he's shooting 50% now. On the season, let's see. 76th ranked player across 9 category leagues. 41% field goal and 3.6 turnovers. Though these 2 are his biggest issues, but everything else is super, super solid. If you're not pounding field goal, if you're trying to win, I think field goal is okay. Like 41% on 15 attempts, he's not gonna destroy you, right? 3.6 turnovers is bad, but it's not James Harden bad. It's not Russell Westbrook bad. So overall, not too. Like you could, if you're not pounding turnovers, and with him, you're not gonna lose turnovers every week for sure. So overall, if he wants to move inside that top 50, obviously improve the counting stat, but most importantly the field goal. I think the counting stat, I don't know how much room he has to go up, to be honest. Like 1.3 steals, 7.7 blocks is already very solid. 5.2 assists, yes, because Detroit is pretty bad. It's hard for him to score a bunch and get a bunch of assists. 2.2 threes is already is pretty good. I think if he can improve his efficiencies, he could be close to that top 50. But really, really good game from him. And Killian Hayes came off the bench, had 8 assists, while Corey Joseph started only 22 minutes. Killian Hayes is a guy that we could stream for some assists. Sure, no worries. Let's go to the next game. The Charlotte Hornets lost to Toronto Raptors. Charlotte Hornets has not been themselves. Ever since LaMelo Ball got COVID, they just been struggling. LaMelo Ball played okay this game, but still not to his standard, to whatever stat he was putting up. Continues to be a buy low, but now try to throw him a top 50 and 2 top 50 players. Try to see if you can get LaMelo. 25 points, 7 assists, a steal, and 3 rebounds. I don't know when he's going to turn around. This looks pretty rough at the moment for LaMelo. He's still putting up alright counting stats, but I don't think he's inside top 50. Now, 71st ranked player. Okay. So not the worst, but not the first round value that we're looking for. Terry Rozier, 12 and 1 steal. 1 3, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. The defensive stats, Scary Terry is bringing them. An alright game. Mason Plumlee, 32 minutes, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Continues to get huge minutes. If he gets 30 minutes consistently, And look at PJ Washington. I guess PJ Washington, I think he got injured. No, he didn't get injured. He played just 3 minutes. Did he get ejected or something? If Mason Plumlee can still get 30 minutes, then we gotta have him for rebound. He also gets plenty of defensive stats as well. Miles Bridges, just the 22 points, 2 threes. And Cody Martin, if he continued to start, we could stream him. Solid defensive guy. Went 0 for 4 on the free throw line. Usually his efficiencies is very, very good. Solid rebounder as well. Just not his game. This game against the Raptors, a lot of teams gonna struggle. Like if Golden State Warriors played Raptors, they're gonna struggle because the defenders they're just so long. A good defensive team, they're gonna bother all the shooters on the Warriors. So matchup wise, I think Raptors, even though record wise they're not that great, but they're a pretty scary team. But if they play like a bigger team, if they play the Lakers, I think style wise, Lakers a good match for them. For the Lakers, of course. This game, who is out? Who is out this game? Because Chris Boucher started and played 30 minutes. Oh yeah, Scotty Barnes is out. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's been playing such high minutes. He's been in and out of the lineup for every once in a while. Every week he will miss a game. This is if my memory serves right. It's not something serious, but every week he would miss one game and then come back the next. I don't know if it's the high minutes. And also our friend, sixth ranked player Fred VanVleet was also out, questionable, had a right ankle injury. So yeah, like playing 40 minutes is gonna do to a player sometimes. They're gonna miss some games sometimes. So Pascal Siakam coming and play 40 at the point guard. That is interesting. Continues to just, what a beast this guy has been. 24 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds and a block. Made his free throws, look at that. If he can be an 80% free throw shooter, the top 40 player, I think, across 9 categories. Really scary stuff. Gary Trent Jr., glad to see him playing well. He was out for a long time. COVID, ankle, combination of things. 32 points, huge game, and a steal with 5 threes. Really good stuff. And Chris Boucher. Because this Raptors team, I think last game everybody played, he still got 25 minutes. And we know that this Raptor team, somebody's going to miss games. And he's that 6th man. Anybody miss games, his minutes going to bump up to 30 now. Good stuff. 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals and 2 blocks, and 7, good stuff. Chris Boucher in the last 2 weeks, let's just check his rankings real quick. 33rd ranked player, yeah, I mean. But again, like, he's going to have 24, 25 minutes. Now it's looking like that way. But I look to, if I can get a top consistent, if I can do a 2-for-1, get a consistent top 40 player, I would do it for sure. Because you just don't know with his minutes when all the guys come back. Nick Nurse all of a sudden decided to do something with his minutes, or just not playing him. You just don't know. OG also played well, 36 minutes. Great efficiency this game. 3 threes, 2 steals and blocks, 7 rebounds. But all the Raptors starters, man, they play some crazy minutes. Well, maybe it would not be a bad idea to, because the Raptors guy, they all beat their draft positions. I just feel like Siakam does this. I guess Siakam was pretty bad. I know Fred VanVleet pretty much every year he beats his ADP average. Where he beats where he was getting drafted. All right, let's go to the next game. Oh, this game was wild. The Clippers beat the Wizards 116-115. They were up. The Wizards were up by 6 points with like 10 seconds left, while they were up by 30 plus points at the half. They were up by 6 with 8 seconds. They make a 3. They turn the ball over, 5-second violation. They couldn't inbound the ball, and Luke Kennard hits a and 1, and he makes the 3 and makes the free throw. The game is over. What a bad loss for the Wizards. What is Wizards doing? We don't know. Nicholas Batum played just 2 minutes and left the game, I believe. So with guys like this, if they miss games, just kind of move on from him. You could drop him. He's been in and out of the lineup way too often. Terrence Mann started, sure, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Just made some lineup adjustment that Terrence Mann is gonna start. Sure, we could pick him up and see where things go. right? And then with Nicholas Batum out, I feel pretty good that he's gonna get close over 30 minutes a game. Zubac struggled massively, and also they were down big, so they want more offense. Oh, they also decided to go with Isaiah Hartenstein for majority of the minutes, who played 25 minutes, had 5 personal fouls, but put up a great line, 16 points, a steal and a block. We don't. If they give this guy 25 minutes, I think he's a must roster. A steal and a block, get those defensive stats pretty consistently. Maybe take a look at him, but next game Zubac could very well play 20 and Isaiah Hartenstein play 13. So just one game. Amir Coffey played really well here. 29 points, 2 steals and a block, 3 threes, great efficiency across the board. Last game versus the Knicks, he was really, really bad. This game he was really, really good. And we could continue to just have him ride it out, right? I think he's going to be inconsistent. But they also, if they play the Wizards, they play some bad teams, he's going to have good games every once in a while. Reggie Jackson struggled, plays just 15 minutes. Yeah, Ty Lue is not afraid to bench guys, give the other guys more minutes. This game, minutes went to Luke Kennard. But I don't know how much I would trust. Like, Luke Kennard next game could just play 20 minutes. We don't know. It's fluid, the Clippers rotation, just like the Warriors, The coaches think they could just play 12 guys, 13 guys, and figure it out. For the Wizards, really bad loss. Spencer Dinwiddie, just the 5 points, 4 assists and 2 steals. I mean, he's been getting some steals, so that's good. That helps his value. 105th ranked player in the last 2 weeks. Not the worst. Average 5.6 assists and 1.1 steal. So I'm okay with that. But again, he's shooting 35% from the field. 12.6 points is okay. I think as long as he's healthy and playing, and if you're looking for those assists, I think it's okay to hold. Bradley Beal played 39 minutes. I mean, not a bad fantasy line from Beal, but the fact that he couldn't close the game when they were up 30 points at the half is pretty bad. Hit 2 threes, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Daniel Gafford, the center rotation continues to be 3-way. Daniel Gafford played 12 minutes. Thomas Bryant played 15, and Montrezl Harrell. And it's just funny how the starting center plays the fewest minutes. It's been many games now where Daniel Gafford played 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Thomas Bryant will come in playing 15 to 16, and Montrezl Harrell will get 20 minutes. So all 3 guys, no value. We just got to move on from them. All 3 of them. Kyle Kuzma, 19 points, 12 rebounds, and steal and a block. Sure, that's not bad. That's good stuff from Kyle. Even though they lost the game. And KCP played 30. He could be a streamer, and then that's all he is. Really, really bad loss from the Wizards. Hopefully they could turn it around. And the next game, the Kings lost to the Boston Celtics. 2 teams, they're not doing so well this year. 75 to 128. And maybe because Terrence Davis left the game after playing 9 minutes. Otherwise, maybe it will be a closer game. Good opportunity for Terrence Davis to put up some line without De'Aaron Fox. Unfortunately, he played just 9 minutes. Tyrese Halliburton also struggled. He was a minus 40 in 27. A steal and a block, 7 assists. The fact that he still got 7 assists is pretty impressive. Rashawn Holmes, 9 points and 9 rebounds. Harrison Barnes, across the board. This is just a bad game. Let's just move on to the next one for the Kings. Right. And then look at the bright side, the Celtics. I'm not sure why Jason Tatum played 31 minutes. But hey, he's been picking up. He scored 51 points last week. 30s dropped to 36 points with 7 threes. Good stuff. Hey, on the season, let's see if he's inside that top 20. Yeah, probably close where he is. Yeah, 22nd ranked player. Really, if he can be that top 20 on a per game basis, I think it justifies us to draft him, beginning of second round. End of first maybe a bit too early. You could just say, hey, because he plays so many games. Horford is close to a drop, right? 23 minutes, 8 rebound and a block. I still want to hold for him because You just don't find centers like that. Like if he gets dropped, he will get picked up. I'm pretty sure somebody in your league. And because he doesn't score because he doesn't score that many points, but rebound, assists, steals, blocks, and good percentages are always there. So 3-point on the paper looks bad, but I think he's still a hold. Robert Williams, 3 steals and 2 blocks. What a beast! 17 rebounds, 13 points. Continues to be really just dominating. And with him, you are good. You're in good hands in blocks, and he provides solid amount of field goal and rebounds and everything else. A little bit assist as well. Really impressive. Last 2 weeks, he's averaged 12 rebounds a game as well. All these are pretty good. Jaylen Brown, 30 points. Jaylen Brown also played well, no defensive stats. And Marcus Smart, both guys played just 20. Marcus Smart, he laid an egg. But you don't draft Marcus Smart for his points. 7 assists and a steal is pretty good. Josh Richardson coming, but this is a good way for. And if you got Dennis Schroeder, it's time to move on. Yeah, it really is. Let's talk about the next game. The LA Lakers went to Brooklyn, beat the Nets 106-96. I don't think that's surprising, considering Nets basically just Harden, Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, and then a bunch of guys you probably never heard of them before. For the Lakers, great win. LeBron AD is back this game. LeBron didn't slow down this game. 33 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 2 threes. Man, but to be fair, the Nets, they don't exactly have the greatest defense. But good to see LeBron still doing it, at this age. But let's see. Let's monitor the next 5 games. I think I still want to sell LeBron high. But let's see if AD fully wraps up what LeBron's number is going to look like. Stanley Johnson, you're not really interested. Anthony Davis, 1 steal and 4 blocks in 25 minutes. Sure. Just ramp up slowly and let's see what kind of numbers AD is going to put up. Russell Westbrook also chipped in 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. And Malik Monk, I think he obviously played really well. 28 minutes, 22 points with 6 threes. But I try to sell him because we seen Trevor Ariza will come in, take his minutes, right? You have like Taylor Horton-Tucker, you have Carmelo Anthony, Austin Reeves, just all these guys. And Malik Monk, it's not guaranteed he will get 30 minutes. Sometimes he could just be getting 20. So if he can do a 2-for-1, trade away Malik Monk, that's something I'll be looking to do. For the Brooklyn Nets, Harden, 30-point triple-double, sure, that's really great. And that's kind of expected. Everything's going to go through him when Cade and Kyrie are both not playing. Patty Mills hit 3 threes, 15 points, and a steal. Sure, like, he could be a solid points and 3 streamer, especially with Kyrie Irving out. And then the rest of the guys, really, not really interesting, any of them. De'Ron Sharp, Kessler Edwards, DeAndre Bembry. Eldridge, is he a must roster? I don't think he is. Now that Nicholas Claxton is also back, he's got to share center minutes with all these guys. And it's really matchup based. It's not guaranteed he's going to get 25 minutes, as we've seen here this game. Play just 20. So we could move on from him if he got him. All right, let's go to the next game. Dallas Mavericks lost to the Warriors, a 40-point. I don't know. I feel like Mavericks, a lot of their games is either blowouts or one way or the other. This is a team that shoot a lot of threes. But all the teams do shoot a lot of threes. But it's interesting. They get blown out a lot, and they also blow teams out a lot. It's the style they play. And it's some bad news. Tim Howard Jr. played 10 minutes. Broke his left foot. It was a non-contact injury too, so he's out for the year. But no, Reggie Bullock is going to take some of his minutes, but nobody really all of a sudden become fantasy relevant. They're still going to be, not must rosters. Maybe like Dorian Finney-Smith and Maxi Kleber gets a few more minutes. The role players gets a few more minutes, but maybe get a few more usage as well. But it's not that big of a difference. Luka, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Efficiency was okay this game, 7 for 7 from the free throw line, but still not the best game from Luka. Jaylen Brunson, 11 for 5, a steal and a block. Consider they got blown out this badly. Those two guys played okay, and Porzingis got ejected. Before he left, he really struggled. Warriors defense really good, but he still provided a steal and 2 blocks. Continues to impress, continues to play games, continues to not miss. So as long as Porzingis is playing, because I think his average draft position is probably outside of 50. So on a per game basis, very comfortably top 20. So every game he plays, you're getting value. Maxi Kleber 22 minutes. Now we don't know if Tim Hardaway Jr. him being out gonna give more minutes to Maxi Kleber, but we could potentially look at him and stream him or roster him because the blocks upside. Dorian Finney-Smith, 8 points with 2 steals. Maybe Dorian Finney-Smith will get a few more minutes. We don't know. We'll see how Jason Kidd is gonna run this rotation. He also likes to play, a lot of guys. Let's look at the Warriors also. How many guys? This is also a blowout, but usually they have 11 guys playing. Other than Curry and Draymond Green, all the other guys, and Andrew Wiggins, of course, all the other guys' minutes are pretty fluid. Andrew Wiggins played 26 minutes. He's been underwhelming ever since Klay came back. But he's still getting the minutes, still very solid hold. Otto Porter Jr. could be a stream as long as Draymond Green is out. Come on, Looney. If you're looking for big man stats, he's been doing that. Let's go. Just write it out until Draymond comes back. He didn't score a point. He didn't shoot this game. But I think in the short term, until Draymond comes back, he's going to have good value. Klay Thompson have some left knee soreness. His minutes restriction has been up and up. Like this game, he played 25 minutes. So that's great to see, 3 threes. But again, I try to sell Klay Thompson if he ever has a good game. Really try to sell him. He's going to be a headache. Curry continues to struggle from threes, 2 for 10, 18 points. And Jordan Poole also played well. If you got Jordan Poole, I was going to drop him. But with this performance, I'm just going to hold on to him for a little bit more, just to see what happens. Damian Lee also, he hit 4 threes last game. This game he played well again, 4 for 5. But, he's really not fantasy relevant. Let's go to the next game. We have one last game to talk about. The Timberwolves, pretty impressive. They beat the Nets at home the other day. Now they beat, I don't know. It's impressive to beat the Portland Trailblazers, actually. But there's a 7th seed right now in the West. Lakers the 8th seed. For the Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels will be a good stream, but he was in some foul trouble as long as Patrick Beverley was out because he keeps starting. He gets plenty of blocks and defensive stats. Jared Vanderbilt, hey, that's why we don't drop it. 13 and 13, double-double, 6 assists. Somehow he's dishing out assists this game, 2 steals and blocks. Just great numbers across the board. I don't know how much it means against the Portland Trailblazers, but I expect guys like Vanderbilt, especially playing some bad teams, a guy that purely hustles, he's going to put up good numbers. Karl Anthony Towns, 37 minutes, had 4 blocks. But when you have Anthony Edwards this game taking 27 field goals, you only give Cat 7 shots. Like if I were D'Lo or Anthony Edwards, I'll be making sure that Cat get enough touches. He's just so efficient. If you give him the ball on the offensive end, good things usually gonna happen. But hey, I'm not in the NBA. But Anthony Edwards took 27 shots. That's way too much. Consider the weapons they have. But he had it going this game. Can't really blame him. He did score 40 points. 3 steals and 3 blocks. Man, Anthony Edwards is a beast. 7 for 11 from the free throw line. That's going to be his issue. The efficiencies and high turnovers. But counting stat-wise, really solid. And he just said, I'm not going to pass this game. 0 assists here at 5 threes. D'Lo also had an okay game. 3 threes, 22 points. And Malik Beasley, I thought maybe with Patrick Beverley out, he could come in and play 30 minutes. Nope, that's not the case. Torian Prince got more minutes than him. So he's in the jail right now. Let's not really touch him for threes. For the Portland Trailblazers, Nasser Little, he could be a guy we could look to stream as long as he's playing and healthy. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 threes. Good stuff. Robert Covington, potentially look to try to sell him high. Once Larry Nance Jr., we don't know the rotation because I'm pretty sure Larry Nance Jr. is going to start. Robert Covington is going to come off the bench. But before the Larry Nance injury, Robert Covington was coming off the bench and getting 30 minutes anyways. So he might lose a few minutes, but not much. But I will still look to try to sell him if I can. Jusuf Nurkic continues to be a beast. On the board, 14 rebounds, 20 points. And I'm glad to see him playing over 30. Beginning of the season when Damian Lillard was healthy, he was playing like 25, 26 minutes a game. Now he's forced to play more minutes. CJ McCollum, 38 minutes, 15 points, not the best game. And interestingly, Anthony Simons still got 34 minutes. But let's see what happens when Norman Powell and Larry Nance Jr. I think Norman Powell is going to start, right? And I think Anthony Simons is also going to start. So that means, does it mean Nestor Little is going to go off the bench? I'm not sure who's going to lose minutes and what. Because when Damian Lillard was healthy, they were running the lineup Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, and Norman Powell together. So where is Nestor Little, Robert Covington, Larry Nance, and Anthony Simons? I think Anthony Simons is going to be the point guard, starting point guard. But I'm not sure about the others. I'm pretty sure Norman Powell is going to start as well. But I don't know. I might be wrong. But an interesting situation to look at. So if I got Anthony Simons or if I got Robert Covington, even though maybe Norman Powell is, because he's a shooting guard or small forward, Robert Covington is more of a power forward. And Anthony Simons is the position he plays the point guard. But those guys are gonna take a few minutes hit with Norman Powell back in full strength. Same thing with Larry Nance Jr. What happens when Larry Nance Jr. comes back? So those are the things I think about. But CJ and Jusuf Nurkic should be pretty. Actually, I'm not too sure about Nurkic. He might lose a few minutes as well. That's it for all the games, guys. I will see you guys later.